Now, what I want to talk to you guys about today is not really about burnouts. It's not really about being overwhelmed and stressed. What I do want to talk to you guys about is being a family childcare provider does mean you get to set your own hours. It does mean you get to open and close on the days that you want. However, it also means that this is a business and it needs to be run as a business. Meaning that if you're supposed to open at 7 in the morning and close at 4:30 in the afternoon, then those are your hours. I talk to a lot of providers and they're saying how their enrollment is dropping. And we go through the process of finding out, well, what's going on, has anything changed, and things like that. And I'm finding it more and more of me asking, how many days do you take off, like unannounced? How many times do you call your parents and tell them you can't open or you had an emergency? And I have some providers that get a little offensive when I ask that question. Like, this is my business. I can close when I want. I have emergency. I don't want any and everybody in and out my home taking care of my kids or, things of that nature. And I get it. But at the same time, you got to remember it's a business. I know I had this guy that had a food truck around the corner from my home. And he was advertising, and I hope you don't see this. He was advertising that he was now going to start doing breakfast. And my staff passed him every morning coming to work. And we was like, did you know he was doing breakfast now? Like, oh, yeah, really? Because, we frequently go there sometimes for lunch. So she was like, yeah, he's going to start doing breakfast. I was like, bet. Like, hey, give me a plate on your way coming in. She comes in at 8:30 some days, so it depends on what day. Because some days she has 8, some days she has 8:30. So every morning she would come in, he's not open yet. But you're saying you're opening at 7:30. Here it is 8:30. I mean, he's literally like not even a minute from my home. And he's not open, so she'll go back up there like 9 o'clock. Because like some mornings, like, we feed the kids, but we want that breakfast. We don't be wanting those muffins. And he's not open. And breakfast didn't go too well for him, because you wasn't open the time that you say you were open. So people are going to stop trying to come by in the morning to get breakfast because you're not open. So you have to think about that when you're thinking about your business. Yes, this is your business. You can close and open when you want, but when your hours say 7:30 to 4:30, you need to be open at 7:30. And we have to have a little professionalism on it. We can't be like waking up in the morning in our wardrobe, because when you set that standard, parents think it's okay. And then you're wondering why they're coming in the morning with their kids in their pajamas and telling you to change their clothes, asking you to do their hair, to give them a bath. Now, if that's the type of daycare you want to run, hey, do not come on here lashing out at me, because that's fine. You're welcome to do that. But don't ask for professionalism. Ask for a certain fee for tuition and expect parents to give it to you when they're not seeing you as a professional educator, a professional program. I'm going to keep saying professional because that's what you are. You are early childhood professional. This is why when I talk to my providers, I have to let them know that the reason why a lot of your kids are dropping out, parents going to give you the excuses they lost their voucher, they can't afford it anymore, someone else is going to keep their kids. They're going to tell you that, in versus telling you that, I'm tired of, your hours switching. I'm tired of you're closing so many days, so many emergencies coming up. Like, you don't have anybody to sub for you. You don't have a substitute or something like that. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to pull their kids out. And whenever you start seeing a lot of your kids dropping, or you're not seeing enrollment picking up, you have to evaluate your program. So it may help sometimes to have somebody else come in and evaluate your program, because you're so into doing what you're so used to doing, you do it so long that you don't see nothing wrong with it. And like I said, I'm really not trying to like bash anybody, because I'm very sincere when I'm talking about this. But I've been in business for 20 plus years, and I don't want my parents to ever think of me as being a babysitter. I try to stop saying the word daycare. I try to say child care, because this is a child care service. We're not day watching kids, like, we're not babysitting kids. We're educating kids, preparing kids for elementary, for the next process that they're going to go through. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone understands, as I'm talking about this, that it's all about making sure that you're making your business profitable. You started this in order to be able to take care of your family, take care of you. But along comes with that are responsibilities. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say that, because I've been noticing a lot of providers reaching out to me about enrollment. And the first thing they always saying was, oh, I had a lot of kids, but then they, parents had things that they were going through, or a lot of them lost their voucher. And with that being said about the voucher, another thing I want to say was, I'm finding that providers are not keeping up with the recertification dates. You're not informing your parents about it. We're not talking to our parents about the process that they have, reminding them about the process that they have to go to get recertified, making sure that they're staying on top of their things, and you're staying on top of them to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to. Because if they don't do what they're supposed to, then they're going to lose their voucher and you're going to lose your money. So making sure that if they're no longer working, you're making sure they get a job. So we just want to make sure that when we are looking at evaluating our program, that we're looking at it from outside the box, that we're evaluating everything. We're evaluating our policies and procedures. We're evaluating our day-to-day operations. We're evaluating our filing systems, or whatever systems you have in place. That we're evaluating our family engagement. That we're evaluating the whole program as a whole. We're not just saying, well, I'm doing my part. I'm nice to my parents. I'm lenient with my parents. I'm understanding with my parents. It's more to it than just that. So, like I said, I just had to say that. Like I said, it's not to beat up on anybody. It's just that we have to have a little professionalism. Just because you're doing childcare in your home does not mean that it should not be run as a childcare business, because that's exactly what it is. It's a childcare business. So if you want to have a profitable childcare business, if you want to make sure that your program is being run fully as a business, you have to evaluate. You have to evaluate. You have to set some goals and make some changes. So if you're looking for a workshop, we have a free SMART Goal workshop that's coming up in January. Make sure you click that link in our bio so you can get more information. You can also reach us at www.connect2successconsulting.com. That's www.connect2successconsulting.com. And you can find our workshops, you can find our templates, and you can also find the workshop we're going to be doing for the SMART Goal that's coming up in January. And like I said, it's going to be virtual and it will be free. So make sure you join. Bye. Let's connect to success.